Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a UX writer in customer care, and I'm going to share an A/B test that I fought very long and very hard for our new AI chatbot that I'm really proud of, and it turned out really well. So initially, when there's an error in the chatbot, and this is the old experience, this is the message you got. We don't know why. Just something happened. I could not tell you what it was, and the only solution is just to click that resend button.
Can you read what it says?
It says unable to send a message. Resend.
Help me.
So what are the problems with this? It doesn't explain why the error happened. It doesn't tell the user how they can fix it, if they can fix it. And the user can literally click resend forever and ever and ever. And we don't want that. So just a quick overview. So especially in the chatbot team now, we're constantly running A/B tests and testing all of our KPIs. So the KPIs that I wanted to focus on were the contact offer rate, which is one of our primary KPIs. This is the percentage of times the user says, "Take me to a human." The other one is the conversation restart rate, where if they click the start over button that's in the top of the chatbot. And the final one is the message resend rate, where if there's a problem with their message and they click resend. So these were the things we wanted to test as a way to track if the new error messages were actually giving users a better experience. And this was a defensive test. Basically, we just didn't want to harm the KPIs. And I really had to fight with the PM about this, because if it's a defensive test, why are we doing it? And it's really hard sometimes to quantify that we want to give users a better experience. And if this error message is not good, okay, do they care? Is it a business? Does it impact the business? And I said yes.
Can I just ask, so contact offer rate is, you want the lowest number of like...
So Ruti asked if you want the lowest contact offer rate. That depends. If users have a question and they want to want to talk to an expert, we want to give them that option. From a business perspective, Wix wants the contact offer rate to be low, because the lower the contact offer rate, the fewer users get to experts and the less money it costs Wix. So there's a bit of a...
That's the case. So in this, KPI is a lower number. In a defensive test...
In a defensive test, we don't want the contact offer rate to go up, because it means that the error message experience is confusing or frustrating for users. Does that make sense? Okay. So the solution that we came up with after talking to the developers was identify the different scenarios where there can be an error message and split the error messages according to type. Whenever possible, offer the user a solution or a way out. And keep in mind, they still have the start over button, so they always have that, but we want to give them something to keep them in the conversation, to keep them engaged, talking to the chatbot, and hopefully getting their solution through the chatbot. And then the third option, I'll explain what's in parentheses, but if the error continues, we have to get the user to an expert, because we want to give them a solution. It's really important, especially from the user experience side of things, to give them a good experience. And if there's a problem, they need someone who can actually help them. So I'll go through these three, the new AI chatbot errors. There's two versions on this slide. It's for input field. So an input field is the text box, so when the user is able to type something. So the first one is if there's an internet connection issue. That's on their side, not ours, but we need to let them know, unable to send message because you're offline, connect to the internet and try again. The second one is a server issue. It's our favorite. A technical issue occurred. So unable to send message due to a technical issue on our end. It was important to emphasize that it was not the user's problem. It's on Wix's side. Resend it to try again. So the best option was for them to just resend the message. They can either click the arrow to resend the exact same message, whatever they wrote remains in the input field, or they can change it. And we tested and we saw that the majority of users just entered the exact same message again. So yay, full story. The third one is an LLM timeout. So LLM, large language model. Basically, sometimes the user asks a question that is very long, it's not very clear, or there's just something on OpenAI's end that they're having an issue, and it takes the LLM too long to respond to the users. So then there's a timeout, and this one was the most complicated to come up with a reason because the user doesn't care that there's an LLM timeout. What's an LLM? Why it's taking too long to respond? What does that mean? They don't care. They care that their message, they can't get a reply. So unable to reply due to a technical issue. It's not on our end. Technically, it's on ChatGPT's end, so we're not taking the blame for that. Resend your message to try again. There was also a debate about resend. We thought maybe rephrasing the message could help, but our developers said they weren't sure, and it was going to take them much too long to do the research in order to find out if rephrasing could actually help. So therefore, resend was the lesser of the evils. It was the most accurate. So. And then these are for those selectors. So if you've ever used the chatbot, sometimes it asks you to select the site that you're talking about so the expert has the relevant information, or if you have to enter a phone number if you're requesting a callback for an expert. So anything where there isn't the text field. We had these. These are separate, and there's no X here because I did some full story reviews, and sometimes the user didn't really read the message. They click the X, and then they're like, oh shit, I'm stuck. And I saw a user doing that who solved it, but we don't want users to be trapped like that, so there's no X. They have to click the try again button. And then from there, if they want to do something else or write something else, they can. So these are the results. The contact offer rate went down 3%, which it's nice, but it's not statistically significant. What is the conversation restart rate, the start over click, went down by 14%. And then the message resend rate went down by 1.9%, but the error message appears so infrequently that it's not significant. But this really means that they had a better experience in the chatbot. They're able to be more engaged in their conversation. And if they're not, then usually we've also seen when users click restart, their goal, most likely, the first thing they're going to do is ask to speak to an expert because their experience was bad. And so now they don't trust the chatbot. So this hopefully helps solve that.